Imagine a brain so sharp it could slice through quantum theory like butter, but somehow that same brain thought buying a third NFT of a pixelated potato wearing sunglasses was a sound investment. Welcome to the wild and wonderfully embarrassing world of smart people making dumb money decisions. Yes, folks, we're talking about PhDs falling for pyramid schemes, engineers taking out payday loans, and lawyers investing in crypto based on astrology. Why? Because being smart about facts doesn't always mean you're smart about finances, especially when your frontal lobe decides to take a vacation and lets your ego or emotions drive the bus straight into bankrupt boulevard. So buckle up, because we're about to explore why high IQ doesn't always mean high net worth, and why your cousin with 3 degrees can still get financially wrecked by buying a timeshare in a volcano. Let's start with the human brain, our favorite squishy supercomputer that's capable of inventing the Large Hadron Collider, but also somehow forgets to cancel a free trial before it becomes a £49.99 monthly sole subscription. Cognitive scientists have found that smart people often fall prey to something called cognitive overconfidence. Basically, when you've been praised your whole life for being the smart one, you start to believe you're smart about everything. It's like watching someone win a spelling bee and then decide they're qualified to do open heart surgery because letters are involved. So when it comes to money, smart folks often overestimate their ability to beat the system, game the market, or find loopholes. They think, well, I once read a 500-page textbook on behavioral economics, so surely I can day trade with my rent money. Spoiler, they can't, and neither can Chad from Reddit. But wait, it gets dumber. Because intelligence doesn't cancel out emotion, and money is basically emotion's favorite chew toy. Even the brightest minds get hijacked by fear, greed, FOMO, or that magical brain fog known as retail therapy after a bad breakup. You know what doesn't help? Social media. Everyone's flexing their new car, luxury trip, or just bought a house at 25 post, and suddenly you, Mr. Mensa, are putting 400 pounds into Dogecoin because a guy named Crypto Wizard 420 said it was going to the moon. Smart people aren't immune to emotional decision-making. In fact, they're sometimes worse because they can rationalize their bad decisions with bigger words. It's not gambling. It's speculative asset allocation based on emerging decentralized frameworks. Bruh, it's roulette with Wi-Fi. Let's not forget about analysis paralysis. Smart people love to research. They'll read 10 articles, 4 books, and attend 2 webinars just to pick a bank account. But the irony? They might get so overwhelmed by options and data that they don't act at all. Or they act way too late. Meanwhile, Karen next door just picked the savings account with the sparkly piggy bank logo and is now earning steady interest, while Smarty Pants is still comparing APR tables like it's an Olympic event. This is why sometimes the less you know crowd ends up making better decisions. They move, they act, they keep it simple. Smart people can overcomplicate the hell out of a budget plan until it looks like NASA launch code. Now let's talk ego. Big brains often come with big pride. That's a problem when it comes to asking for help. Financial advisor? Nah, I've got this. Budgeting app? Too basic. Peer-reviewed investment advice? I prefer to make my own models. Next thing you know, they've lost half their savings because they followed their gut instinct instead of actual math. Ego makes smart people blind to advice, allergic to humility, and weirdly attracted to risk, because safe investments are for normies, right? Wrong. Boring is beautiful when it comes to money. Boring buys houses. Boring builds wealth. Boring doesn't end in bankruptcy. Oh, and let's not forget that many smart people spend years mastering obscure knowledge that has zero bearing on financial literacy. You can know everything about 18th century Russian literature and still not know what an index fund is. You can split atoms and still not split your monthly expenses into needs, wants, and savings. Being book smart doesn't automatically mean you're money smart. In fact, financial literacy is a completely separate skill set, more like cooking or changing a tire. And if no one taught it to you, you're not dumb. You're just uninformed. But thinking you don't need to learn because you're already smart, that's the trap. So what can we learn from all this? First, humility is a money superpower. Admit what you don't know. Ask questions. Use tools. Read books written for normal humans, not spreadsheets with footnotes. Second, automate everything. Direct deposit to savings, recurring investments, bill payments, all of it. Automation doesn't need to be smart. It just needs to be consistent. Third, protect yourself from yourself. Delay big purchases. Set spending limits. Give your future self the gift of not having to Google, "Can you return a yacht?" at 3 a.m. And finally, don't mistake knowledge for wisdom. Wisdom says, maybe I shouldn't buy a second 3D printer just because it's on sale. Wisdom says, let me actually stick to my budget this month. Wisdom doesn't flex. it builds quietly. The truth is, financial smarts don't come from IQ. They come from habits, from discipline, from learning to say no to dumb money moves, even if they have a fancy name or promise overnight riches. And hey, if you've made some embarrassingly dumb decisions with money before, join the club. Every smart person has a money horror story. The goal isn't to never mess up. The goal is to stop doing the same expensive dance over and over while calling it strategy. So if you've ever maxed out a credit card buying self-help courses you didn't finish, invested in a sure thing that ghosted your bank account, or bought a boat because you watched 2 episodes of Below Deck, congratulations! You're human! And probably smarter than you think now that you know where smart people go wrong. Learn from it, laugh about it, then go cancel those subscriptions you forgot about. And now it's your turn. Have you, or someone you know, ever made a hilariously dumb money decision despite being a certified genius? Tell us in the comments so we can all cry laugh together. And if you enjoyed this quick, funny breakdown of financial faceplants, smash that subscribe button for more clever, rapid-fire insights. Only on XQ. Quick, funny explanations because smart ideas deserve smarter laughs.